And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Libra. Welcome to Quick List Tarot. My name is Coy, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. There's a set of quick announcements. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open. So either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set your one-on-one up, okay? So what are we seeing in your read today, Libra? After doing the spring reawakening, getting the channel back up and running again, and doing our ATC reads, it was an interesting bunch. Check it out. I figure, hey, if we're doing this, then why not switch everything around? So we moved the one-to-one read, which would normally be at the tail end of the month, more towards the beginning. Trying to stay on track with things, but also, life be happening. And given that the one-to-one reads are now at the beginning, let me describe what they are. One-to-one is the style of reading that I do with person A on this side, person B on this side, examining what's going on between these two parties. That's pretty much it. Two major caveats to this style of reading. The first, I hesitate to call them love reads because they're not always lovely, right? At times it can get really intense and it doesn't always mean sunshine and rainbows. Just gonna call it like it is. The next, it doesn't always have to be about love. I promise. I know sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but it can also be about friends, family members, co-workers, somebody that you just met. Just what's happening between these individual parties as things move forward. 1-2-1. What's going on between these two? So as a preamble to the read, Libra, say what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even gets difficult. Understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I have all the 12 signs to do. I gain nothing from doing that. We just lay our cards out on the table, and good or bad, rain or sunshine, we talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah. So follow along with me in your read today, your one-to-one read, and yeah, let's see what the cards say. Give me one. Actually, we'll let that boil in the background. Essentially, right now the full moon is tonight, so I'm trying to get my moon water and everything ready. I don't know if you can hear the bubbling, but yeah, I'm trying to get everything ready. Just to get everything, my crystals and everything up and refreshed. My apologies for the background noise if it is distracting. So, what's the cards that we need to see, please, for Libra in this read? Between them and their person, what are the cards we need to see, please, for Libra in this reading? Let's see. Okay, on your end, Four of Pentacles, holding on. What is a proper investment, or at least how do we make the good choices? On their end, Three of Swords, heartbreak. Okay. Not automatically going to call, a quote-unquote relationship that is gone sideways, but there is this notion of, this didn't turn out how either of us wanted it. Now, you're saying on your end, Libra, to the person that you're identifying, hold on. Let's remember what we fought for. Let's remember the purpose of why we're here. On their end, heartbreak over the current circumstance. So I don't know what's going on between you two, or you two could be two bystanders or purveyors to a different situation. But there's this notion that, there's an emotional recovery on both ends. You're trying to make the logical investment of, hey, we have to hold on to this. Don't sweat it. Don't break. On their end, yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that something's broken. Fair enough. We're trying to be emotionally open, right? So now that we have two parties on the table, you and your person, Libra, let's look at fronts and backs. Fronts and backs meaning that when what's left on the outside or the backs, what's not being directly communicated or left to the wayside, and what's being the most front facing was being told between both parties. Show those cards that we need to see, please. The fronts and backs in this one-to-one for Libra. Interesting that fell out in that way. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to place this because it fell out in the reverse intentionally. Two of Swords in the reverse. We're not confused anymore about where we're standing. We just had to come to the not nicest conclusion about what's going on here. What else do we need to see for Libra and their read? You know, I never realized how much boiling water, how loud that is until literally doing this read just now. Okay, yeah. And that makes sense why you held on. Lover is the card of Gemini. I want to see what they're saying on their end. The Four of Wands. Okay. Yep. Okay, at least both of you are on the same page of what you want with each other. What's being held on the outside, the Wheel of Fortune. That things can and will eventually change with time. Okay. Let me go turn the fire down on that. Just give me 1 second. My apologies, Libra. How'd they do in the olden days? Yeah, so back to the read, Libra. Both of you definitely still want this. I don't know what rough patch you and this person are going through right now, but it's starting to hit hard, right? You're saying, in spite of it all, let us focus on this. They want to believe in that vision, Libra. Trust me, we have two people who want the same thing here. However, it doesn't change the fact of the emotional grief that they're going through right now. So, do both parties want each other in their life? Absolutely. That's not what's up for debate here. The reality of the situation is this is a very tough roadblock that you two are crashing into together, right? And I think your efforts to try to solve this with pure logic and fact of like, yeah, we've been through this, we can go through this together. While it gives a good direction for the framework of where we want this relationship or this dynamic to go between the two, it doesn't change the emotional impact it's having on your person, right? So it could be both and both. We both want this with each other, and simultaneously we are not necessarily on the same emotional page in terms of our reaction to our current situation, our dynamic right now. Is it pretty? No. But is it true? Yes. Okay. Now that we have two parties on the board, where does each of them stand individually? Show us the cards on the see, please, for positions. Individual positions between Libra and their person. Good. Still loud, but not crackling. What are the cards we need to see, please, between Libra and the person today? Nine of Cups. Okay. Because can you love me through it all? And sometimes it is as simple as that. On their end, Three of Cups. Okay. The notion of reunion. Underneath it all, Knight of Wands. The freedom of the spirit. I don't necessarily think that just by drawing the Three of Cups here that automatically means, there's a third party involvement, Libra. Even though, in some interpretations I could definitely see how that could happen. That's not what's going on here. We're deciding on renewal as in, okay, I know we strayed away from our original dream with each other. So instead of just saying we're going to sweep things under the rug, we're trying this new strategy where we're meeting each other like it's the first time all over again. I think it's a very beautiful thing because that's a conscious effort between you and your person, Libra, that says, yeah, it ain't pretty where we stand, and that's just where it is. I'm not mad at you for it. You're not necessarily, harping on me for it. So instead of, us trying to stand on a broken leg, so to speak, we will meet each other just like it was the first time all over again and see where we can go from there. That doesn't mean that I'm trying to dissuade or minimize your pain. But this is the best thing I can come up with. Let me talk to you like when we met each other the first time. That's the best thing that we can do right now. That doesn't mean that we are erasing everything that happened. In fact, we're moving in the acknowledgement of what happened. How do we get it right this time? Okay. Now we have two parties here, one-to-one, both looking at each other. Let's look at one-to-one, what's being held down the middle. Show us the cards we need to see, please. What has been shared between Libra and their person for this reading? What are the cards we need to see, please, between Libra and their person in this reading tonight? There we go. And we did it for the right reasons. Yeah. The sun. This one, in this depiction of the tarot deck, the sun vomiting rainbows. Because I want happiness with you. You want that with me. Let's see what life looks like together. King of Wands. How do we make a proper investment knowing with all the experience and knowledge that we hold, how do we do it right between each other? Star, the card of Aquarius. Our hope, let us keep our eye on the prize. Don't give up hope. We're meeting each other like it's the first time all over again. Ace of Cups, love's renewal. Inspire the pain, this is a choice. And the Five of Swords, the notion that, hey, let's acknowledge just how we got here first, okay? Is it the prettiest narrative between you and I? Absolutely not, but it doesn't change our reality. Underneath it all, Nine of Cups. Good, good, good. And so when we start to embark on this emotional renewal between you and this person, Libra, hey, that's when we achieve an element of equity. If there's any sign that likes that, I know it's yours. Resolution, as we move towards resolution, define the major arcana strewn across the table in Libra's read today. We will first look at the lovers on their side, the card of Gemini. Why are we communicating to want to experience love and life with this person? That's great. Show us the cards we need to see, please. Define this card of the lovers as we move forward. Break one more time, I'll ask the first thing that comes to mind, Libra. Just saying. What do we need to see, please, for Libra and their reading? King of Cups. Yeah. Okay. I don't always have the right words, but I know my truth. And that's why you're trying to approach them with the most sensitive but direct approach you have right now, Libra. This is the best I can do. I hope that you accept this. I hope that you see my effort. I hope that you realize I'm acknowledging yours. How do we do this all over again? Properly respecting each other. Okay, cool. We're starting off with respect here. To the Wheel of Fortune on their side. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I know right now I'm not the happiest with where we are. However, I know that, if we stick to our commitment to each other, that this too eventually will pass. It just stings right now, okay? Down the middle to the Sun, Nine of Pentacles, okay? We invest in our happiness actively and intentionally. Everything here forth, just like the first time that we met each other, it will be intentional. Renew it, and try it all over again. To the Star, Page of Cups. Okay, and now I'm happy again because beyond raw efficacy, I have hope. I have hope between us. In resolution, Nine of Cups, self-fulfillment, but here on both sides. What is our truth now? Two of Swords, confusion, but even more so when we have a new, as opposed to the Two of Swords on your side, which was, yeah, I don't have, the prettiest story to tell you of what us has become. Here, the confusion being, well, now the possibility is hashed out between you and us, what does that actually look like? Right? It's completely different perspective because now it asks a different question. Instead of just saying we're immovable, it's saying we're malleable. How can we change for the better for the both of us? Underneath it all, Page of Wands. Good. Knight of Fire, Knight of Water, the Page of Fire, all spelling out the same thing. This is true emotional renewal between you and this person, Libra. And yeah, is it a very difficult patch that you and this person are having? Absolutely. But even more so, I think is begging deeper questions about what we want from this relationship for each other, right? So as a recap, in conclusion, what I see in your read is that, yeah, both of you acknowledge that we've strayed far from the plot, right? We acknowledge that this relationship has been going sideways for a little bit, but both parties are approaching in the best way they know how. And the conclusion they come to is, why not give me a redo? Why don't we try this again rightfully between each of us? And in that way, what we share is the hope that we could get the magic back together. I like that for you. That's all I got in your read today, Libra. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, as long as both parties still want this, maybe a redo isn't a bad thing. Consider that, okay? We'll see you around.